Everyone, happy Monday. Hope you're doing well. We've got a lot of outdoor activities that are happening with SEC baseball or SEC softball tournament that's happening at Bogle Park. And boy, that's a big thing. The Razorbacks are going to be playing on Thursday. You might be going to the games. There's a tournament starting tomorrow. So you might be wondering about storm chances because we do have a lot of storm chances. The question is, when are they actually going to be realized, or when are the best chances for storms? Because you got to know the timing. And, we're trying to fine tune that. We're trying to give you the best details that we can at this point. And just wanted to give you a quick update on what to expect, at least according to the latest. Now, obviously, there's not a lot of storms right now. We mentioned how, there's a chance of storms. And when you look at the hourly forecast, I tweaked it. I added a little 20% here and there just because a storm could pop up literally at any time. Well, you'll look at storms to the north. They're definitely developing, and there's a good reason that they're developing to our north. And so, first of all, just want to give a couple shout outs. Hey, Chantel, how are you doing? Hope you're doing well. Jeff, good to see you on here. Garrett Brown, hello. And Linda says, thanks for the update. You're very welcome. I just wanted to provide this update just to let you know what to expect. So first of all, it's a beautiful night. I mean, my wife was walking the dog out there. It's gorgeous, but we do have a lot of fuel for thunderstorms. We have a lot of moisture. We have a lot of instability. We just don't have the triggering mechanism. But now what we're expecting are these storms to drift southward. And you can kind of see how that's already happening, but it looks like there's a break in the development, as you can easily tell. One complex of storms that's easily going to be missing us and dropping southeast as it's fueled along an instability gradient. And then you've got another complex of storms that's popping up, and this one's a little bit closer to home, but it's also drifting more southerly, and that's going to be making it probably maybe even drifting southwest into northeast Oklahoma. Along that, though, there could be what are called outflow boundaries. And this is why the forecast is so tricky. It's like a chain reaction forecast where you have these thunderstorms that pop up. They create additional outflow boundaries. Those outflow boundaries develop additional storms. As of now, though, all the energy and all the instability is not being realized over our area. So let's show you it's expected. Excuse me. Let's show you what's expected on the computer models. First of all, the first thing you have to know is that this is way overdone. So it's showing at 8 o'clock there's storms everywhere. That's not really the case. So if we move along in time, it shows those storms moving into northwest Arkansas. And that, really at 10 o'clock, I don't believe that. You can see how that develops an outflow boundary, but it's just not developing or behaving the way that model shows. This is a little bit of a better representation of what's going to happen, but it still shows some thunderstorm development potentially popping up at right around midnight tonight, maybe a little bit after. I have my doubts on this, but I think there could be a stray shower or storm that's developing in northwest Arkansas after midnight, and then maybe in the early morning hours. Again, when that low-level jet kicks in, I think there's going to be a little bit more storm activity. But I personally think, this is what I think. I think the storm chances are better tomorrow night. Tomorrow night, there's going to be a complex of storms that drops southeast from south central Kansas. Let me show you what I'm talking about here if we look at the long-range computer model forecast. So first of all, this is right here, this complex of storms that's developing to our north. So let me show you as I zoom out here. So this is the complex of storms that's going to be developing in Kansas and Nebraska. And so what's going to happen is that's going to drop southeast. And you'll notice that as that drops southeast, that definitely gets fueled by additional storms. So I do think that the better storm chances are coming tomorrow evening, and all this instability that we have right now is going to be realized. So that's our first round of what I believe will be real rain. Now, keep in mind, this is a chain reaction forecast. So Cindy said, my Apple Watch has been showing rain every hour for days. I'm so confused. It's a very confusing forecast, and rightfully so, because it's like a chain reaction. If one chain reaction doesn't happen, then the other is not going to take place. So this is tomorrow. So we'll show you tomorrow in the morning. Everything's fine in the morning. I don't think if there are thunderstorms overnight tonight that they would be mainly in the morning hours. Now, as we move throughout our Tuesday afternoon, you can see maybe an isolated stray storm developing, but the better chances are going to be when this big cluster rolls through tomorrow night. So for the Godsmack concerts, that's going to be possibly an issue with thunderstorm potential. Then that moves out and then it's gone. Now, what happens is you'll notice that we've got southerly flow. The clouds are moving from south to north. Like, what's going on there? Why is that happening? The reason that's happening is because we have upper level energy that's coming in. So, this is also confusing, but we'll take a look here at the jet stream. You'll see the big dip in the jet stream off to the west. We have all this subtle flow from the southwest. And so you'll notice that that system coming in, it's close enough, but it's not as close to know that it will 100% rain. But there is going to be a little bit of energy that moves in that will fire off some thunderstorms. Another thing that we're going to look at too is, that vorticity map that I show that always gives you an idea of where the energy is. Well, I'll show you all these little subtle pieces of energy that are firing off thunderstorms, and that's why there's all this uncertainty as to when the thunderstorms will be, what time they develop, and all that stuff. So let me show you what I'm talking about. Let's see. It looks like I don't have that graphic loaded on this, so hold on just a second. But there's all these little subtle pieces of energy, and so you're asking about rain chances. So here's a look at the computer model forecast. You see all these little dots on the screen over Texas. All those are little subtle pieces of energy that could develop thunderstorms. And the models do that. And so as meteorologists, you say, well, there's got to be a chance of rain. But then that doesn't happen. So there's a look at that low. Do you see that low that's developing near Houston, that counterclockwise spin? I do believe that does happen. And then that lifts north. And when that lifts north, that's going to lead to thunderstorm development. And so hold on just a second. Got a call from Marty. What's going on, Marty? Yeah, not this weekend, next weekend. Yeah. Hey, I'm on Facebook Live right now, giving an update. Can I call you back, or do you need to know something? Oh, this Saturday? Yeah, I'm trying to figure that out myself. There's a chance of storms. I'm not sold on it. I have them in there. I don't know the exact timing yet, but I can't rule out rain. I know. Well, I hear you. And there's a lot of other people that want to know timing as well. And we're trying to figure that out exactly what time those storms will be rolling in. But all right, sounds good. I'll keep you updated. All right, see you, Marty. He wants to know timing too, and obviously, understandable that you guys want to know timing. The problem is that so we know the timing of the rain is going to be very likely Wednesday afternoon. You can see that low that's moving in. That could even spell some severe weather potential. Then we got this stronger system that comes in. That will spell severe weather potential to our west, and that's on the day 4 outlook already. But that lifts north. And then after that lifts north, now we got these more subtle pieces of energy. Not enough where it's going to be, a slam dunk in terms of the rainfall, but still potential. And you see that jet stream too, that's flowing basically southwest to northeast. Any little bit of energy with the instability and the humidity that we have in place will lead to thunderstorm potential. So it's just like we can't discount rain, but at the same time, we can't, say exactly when it's going to rain. It's just, I know it's frustrating. Believe me, I get it. We're frustrated too. But let's go back here and I'll show you on Wednesday what I think is going to happen with this energy that's coming in. So here's a look at the long range forecast. And you'll see on Wednesday, this energy that comes in from the south. I do believe this takes place. Wednesday afternoon, you can bank on rain. Tomorrow night, I think the rain chances are pretty good. Tonight, I'm not sold on it, but it's possible. It would be after midnight. And then after that, you've got more rain that develops, and that's going to be Thursday and into Friday. And then you can see that that energy sticks around for the morning. So Wednesday into Thursday, those are good timings for rain. Now, what about the weekend? The weekend, at this moment, I just kind of put 40% Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And the reason for that is you can't really pinpoint anything exact at this point. So I'll show you here on this model. This is the European, and this is as best as we can show. There's that low coming in, so we know that's happening, and I'm very confident that it's going to rain on Wednesday into Thursday. So what time do the Razorbacks play? 4 o'clock on Thursday? All right. So in my opinion, I think that system's out of here. And so if there will be rain on Thursday, it would be in the morning. Keep in mind there might be delays with other games, and so that's going to shift the schedule around. We'll see. Friday, there's a chance of storms popping up with this subtle pieces of energy. Here's Saturday afternoon, thunderstorms popping up. Sunday afternoon, more thunderstorms popping up. That's why it's a frustrating forecast. So we can't tell you exactly when everything's going to develop, but we know that we can't say, it won't rain, because there's definitely a chance of rain. Ryan Hall, y'all, said in the video I watched immediately before this one that we have a death ridge set up. I saw his video too. Yeah, the death ridge doesn't last the rest of the summer though. Or the rest of the spring. It'll eventually break down. The death ridge is just basically saying there's a ridge of high pressure, and that definitely looks to be a possibility for the second week, actually the third week in May. So really, honestly, you see there's very little jet stream energy around. That's going to lead to some very warm weather. And so, yes, maybe in the near term, they'll be pretty quiet. Baseball this weekend. I know. Baseball this weekend. Razorback softball this week. You've got the SEC softball tournament. It's kind of interesting, but here's the thing. There's nothing really focused. There's nothing super organized. But with that being said, there's a lot of instability. There's also a lot of it is May. I mean, May can bring a lot of surprises. And so there could be thunderstorms at any time. You got to record something, Melissa? I will here in a minute, yes. All right. Well, no rush. All right. No worries. So again, to break this down as best as I can at this point, I need to lower those 30% because earlier it had thunderstorms in there. Now they don't show up anymore. So the hourly forecasts are going to be a nightmare this week. That's just all there's to it. Storms popping up tomorrow afternoon. I think the best chance is going to be Tuesday night as this energy moves in. Then it backs off on Wednesday. But then, as you can see right there, Wednesday evening, those rain chances start ramping back up. And that's Wednesday afternoon. And the reason for that is that low that's coming in. Finally, an actual focus for rain instead of all these little chain reaction forecasts that lead to additional storms. River Valley might not see as much rain on Tuesday evening, and that's because that complex of storms may not make it as far south. So I wish we could do better. I know you guys want better. There's really no way to do it, honestly. When you got these little subtle pieces of energy, I say subtle because there's nothing super focused. By the way, the reason the thunderstorms are going bonkers in southwest Missouri, it's basically all about where the energy is. So I got to load up my show. Might as well do that right now. But it's where all the energy is and where all the lift is. Well, the triggering mechanism for thunderstorms is definitely in southwest Missouri. It's along a boundary, a front. And originally, there were expected to be more storms, which would cause a chain reaction for additional storms popping up. That's definitely not happening. So the best we could say is that just watch the radar app, and we'll be keeping you updated on all that stuff and the timing changes and different models coming in, and so we'll keep you updated on all that. But here's a look at the the high resolution satellite. You can see those storms definitely popping along that boundary. That's where the storms are. But I did say that there's more westerly flow than anything, so that's probably not going to favor much of a right turn with those storms. Now they'll right turn a little bit, and you'll see them drop south. But it remains to be seen if they really do make it into our area. I think you might see a pretty good lightning show though with some of these storms. You might be able to, especially if you're on the Arkansas Missouri state line. Now, as far as rain chances are concerned, over the next 7 days, you can see there's a lot of it. And I think one of the things that we're going to have to watch is these rain amounts Wednesday into Thursday. Heavy rain will be a possibility, especially with that system moving in. And so if you ever look at the Weather Prediction Center outlooks for excessive rainfall, okay, finally they dropped us out of that one. That's good because I didn't show that. But there's the day 2 for that complex of storms that drops in Tuesday night. I believe that. And then Wednesday, you can see the energy coming in from the south. So we've got northerly, they're coming from all different directions. We got storms on Tuesday night coming from the northwest. And on Wednesday, they're coming from the south. And then on Thursday, they're coming from basically right over us as that low lifts north. And then over the weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we got a boundary that just kind of sticks around. That those storms will come in from the west. So best we can do. But there's a look at Mega Doppler. You can see those storms popping up to the north, and they're trying to make their way south. If they do, it'll take a long time for them to get here, but they should start accelerating a little bit in forward speed. So I transplant the tomatoes, didn't water them, thinking we'd get rain. Well, you might get rain. You definitely will get rain eventually. So, all right, I think Alyssa has to record something. And so I am going to bounce off of this, but to keep you updated on that timing. Just one quick recap. Tomorrow night, best chance for storms. Could see some tonight. That's not quite set in stone. Wednesday, very good chance of storms, especially during the afternoon into the evening. And rain continues into Thursday morning. That's when we could see our heaviest rain. After that, it's a crapshoot. No idea. Wednesday, basically Friday through Sunday. Chance for storms. We'll keep you updated because I know the Razorbacks have a big home game series, right, Alyssa?
They do. South Carolina.
They sure do. South Carolina. That's big, and they played really good against Mississippi State, so it's fun to watch. All right, later. See ya. Have a good one. Thanks for watching. God bless.